Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm so glad that we get to go through these little lessons together. And today is actually me planting a seed for later. One of my favorite parts, maybe my number one, it could be my number two favorite, but one of my favorite parts about getting this ready for you is that I could figure out how to layer in information that I've learned over a long period of time and taught that I'm still teaching an enormous amount of classes, but it's to be able to take someone from the beginning of their journey and thoughtfully build information as we go. And I think that's the magic of this, is that we get to talk about something in a bite-sized little bit. And that's today the pixel. It is understanding that, so a pixel, which is short for the, not a product, but it's really a picture element. So that's what pixel means. It's like the smallest unit of digital display. And when you think about pixel in general, it is exactly what it means. It's this tiny little dot on the screen of your life. But here's why it's such a big deal. And this is just what I have called it. So you can look it up online and it's not there, because this is where you're going to get it. This is the place that got all of that stuff together. And it is kind of a confounding thing. It was actually the concept that I was the most afraid to write about, because it dawned on me that the thing under the thing under the thing under the thing, right? What if it was in all my thought? What if there was something below everything that I thought was the beginning point? And what came to me is this concept of pixel, right? It's that one dot in a screen of our lives. And if you push that dot, what if you push that dot and the whole screen could change? And that is what we are talking about, are these really small, discrete elements in our lives that actually change it forever. It is the thing before the thing. When we see information out there around growth and how to change and manifestation and all of these ideas, what we see is someone absolutely representing what they have heard, what they have heard, what they have heard. We see very few people presenting what they have learned or what they have researched or done an enormous body of work. One of the things that I am the most proud of is that we are able to bring forward a body of work around prosperity. And what does it mean? And how are you going to go through that journey? And we've talked about some really big things, right? What's the only prayer to have? Thank you. Right? We've talked about I love you because. We've talked about magnification, and we've talked about magnification as far as it means in gratitude. We've talked about it in what does it mean in resentment. And now we're going to talk about what's underneath the thing and the other thing. And that is that somewhere within you, somewhere within all of us, is this tiny element that leads it all. So it's kind of a trip to think about, because it's actually the programming that makes you look at all of the things. It is the algorithm of your life. If you think you're a teacher, you're going to be interested in things that are related to being a teacher. If you think that you are a healer, you're very interested in things that are going to be a healer, and you're only going to pay attention to those things that present. So when we look at many people's work around, well, you become a different person. And that is true in the fact that that pixel that we've decided that that's our life. I am in this gender body. I am in this stage of my life. I am in this item. We've put those pixels into our life. We've said, this is the base picture element that decides my life. What we didn't understand is that by placing our value on that pixel now creates a screen that we created, that we constantly create, that we call only those pixels in. So if you're a doctor and that's your pixel element, that you are someone who helps other people, then everything else will fill around that. So one of the introspection pieces that we'll do over the next 3 years, because most people are taking this journey for 3 to 5 years. So when you are looking at how long does it take to build a prosperous mindset, it takes your life. But what we do see is that with consistent and persistent education and community and ideas and practice, people really make a lot of change in 36 months. And we see a lot more change in 60 months. And we see a level of mastery on a lot of things at 72 months. And I've been doing this a really long time. So it's not that I've just watched you do it. It's that I've watched thousands of you do it. And when we go back to the introduction of the pixel, everyone kind of goes, what is that? What am I doing about that? Don't worry. We're going to keep talking about it over and over. But it is to start to think about, what is it that you define as the base element of you? Is it that you relate to yourself in a gender body? Is it that you relate to yourself as a living in a certain place? Is it that you relate to yourself as the action of what it is that you do here? And the piece I'm going to push back on you with is that you are just a people. You are a person who's having experience here. You're going to make lots of good choices and you're going to make lots of mistakes. And you're going to have the same amount of learning and suffering and joy that many of us are going to have. So when we turn down it all has to come from this point section in your life, or we give you the opportunity to pick a new pixel, you go, okay, why don't we join in with that? And many people fight that. If you've ever seen somebody who couldn't see their life without a child, or couldn't see their life without retirement, or couldn't see their life as a single person, there are many things that are attached to that base element of who you think you are. And your life will reverberate from that point in your own mind. So everything that you're attracted to, everything that you'll see, everything that your brain is accustomed to putting into its universe comes from the base element of who you think you are. And that is also combined with the fact that we have some genetic information, that some of us were born into a personality. So it's a complex machine. You are a complex machine. So when we talk about the pixel, it'll come back up again. I just wanted to introduce it to you and give you an idea that there's another layer of concepts that will be coming. And if I give it to you now, you'll be prepared for it as it goes, because I think you may have already kind of known some of that. And I'm very interested to hear what you think about that and how you see yourself in deciding what comes to you. How it's different than manifestation. It's different than self-identity. It is that, right? We are always pushing out. This is the opposite, right? So when we are magnifying, we are pushing out. This is the opposite of that. That when we have that pixel in, we are bringing in. We are magnifying out from that, but we are also drawing into us only things that will accompany the lesson that we have chosen. And that lesson that we may have chosen may be that you have chosen to be an artist, that you have chosen to be a good person, that you have chosen to be a monk, that you have chosen to give your life to clergy. There are many pieces in your life that we're going to unwind. And when you start to understand what is it that either you were given, because sometimes people give you that pixel, and what have you defined as your own. That will decide the vision and the voice and the leadership that you will move forward with every day, every day. And it literally happens the minute you open your eyes. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I'm back in this reality. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm still this person. But if you can grab it before you get into that moment, before you actually wake up into the reality you call reality, if you grab it right then, it's amazing how different your day will look. It's a different deal. So tomorrow, when you go to wake up, I would decide who you want to think you are. And I mean that sentence really clearly. You will have to decide who you think you want to be, who you think you are, because you will think yourself into being who you are. It's a brave concept. So there's the pixel. It is the basic picture element of your life, and we will get it again later. But today I would think about really how much of you claim or don't claim, or maybe you'd like to change that. It'll be a fun ride. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.